Okay. So hopefully we can get more people join now. Now I've put the correct link on now. So I've got so many people who just commented. Yeah, what a great response to that on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, for 13 years I've been doing mental health courses for Front Mind, Mosaic, Open Door, Together, the WA, which is Workers Education Foundation Association, and that was sort of like based all over Essex and most of the country, to be truthful. So even like done sort of stuff down by like Wormwood Scrubs and things like that with them. Done family learning in schools for parents. That was based on how to. A lot of them had sort of like anger and stress issues and things like that. And if they've got young children, it's important for them to be able to manage that themselves and how to make sure that the child doesn't suffer in any way through sort of like their own illness. So we're looking on building more confidence. So I've just got more things popping up. Got a message coming up from YouTube now. Okay, right. I mean, the thing is, what I notice is that a lot of parents at schools, as they come out to school gate, if they've got a lot of preoccupied or they're not really confident in themselves or they've got their own anger issues, they're sitting there talking with their friends outside the gate, waiting for the kids to come out, and the kids will run out with a picture, and they'll shout to their mum and they go, "Mummy, mum, look at my picture, look at my picture," and the parents go, "Oh yeah, that's great." And I've even seen the parent grab it and tear it straight up and screw up and put it in a bag, and the look on the face of that kid is they're devastated. So right from an early age, something like that has a knock-on effect to their adulthood confidence. They can grow up always looking for that praise from their parent, or saying "well done," and quite commonly you'll meet people that I never felt that they've achieved something in their life just because one person in it, maybe a role model or a parent, didn't say well done to them when they should have done. And it destroys their confidence right away. On the other side of it, what it can also do is make that person always set their goals even higher. So for them, it becomes more important that they achieve these massive goals in the hope that they're going to get praise from that person. As I say, it could be a parent, it could be a sister, it could be just someone they look up to. So all of a sudden, everything they do in their life for them isn't a success. So they'll always be beating themselves up because they'd always expect they can do more than what they can actually physically do. So they may set their goal to be a top actor. I mean, this is an extreme example, but if they only ever doing pantomimes, they'll be beating themselves up because they don't feel like they've achieved anything. Instead of living in the moment and going, "Oh yeah, that's fantastic, I'm doing a pantomime and making all these people happy," they'll be beating themselves up inside because they feel like they're a failure because they've not achieved this massive goal. But that can be on the smaller scale. That could be anything into a relationship where when they're growing up, they feel that their siblings or their friends have had this great marriage, and their marriage didn't work out, and they may have been divorced. And again, they'll start looking down on themselves and beating themselves up and thinking they're a failure, and that obviously leads to depression and a lot of anger. They're always looking for that praise, and so many people I meet have just wanted someone to say well done to them. As I'm a bit close to the camera there, I do tend to lean forward a lot. So we have things like that, and also our own stresses in life build up to us. It makes us what we are. So one day we could get up and we could feel really fine about the world, but we could walk out there and our car won't start. We may get an email from the bank or something, we've gone overdrawn, and that has a knock-on impact onto our mental health. Some of us are quite resilient and just deal with it. Don't give it a second thought. For others, it will set a whole day of worrying. And it can be little simple things coming up, like a parents' evening. So you get like a social anxiety. So if you know you're going to a parents' evening in, I don't know, the week after, you'll start fretting about it every day. And all of a sudden, that sort of event becomes like a brick wall. And I had this a little while ago. I had it with my flight that I'd done for that challenge. You know, it's pretty early on. I was pretty confident I was going to be able to get a flight. And I've never flown in my life. And ironically, I have a massive fear of flying. Even though I help people get over their fears, it can be quite hard to do that on yourself, even when you do know what it is. And it's always good to have someone you can just talk to and bounce things off of. And so when that fear was building up on me, I couldn't see past the event. Because I knew I was probably going to have to fly to win it, I couldn't see past it. So every morning I woke up, my stomach would flip over. Or the night before when I was trying to go to sleep, my mind would start racing, all these thoughts would come into my mind. And it took me back to when I was sort of like a child and a lot of worry that was going on in my life at the time. And I used to wake up in the morning and your stomach would flip over when you remember things that, you know, what's coming up. Almost like that feeling of, if you've ever been in a long-term relationship and you break up and you really miss that person, and you wake up in the morning, your belly flips over, you feel sick, you don't want to eat. That's what it feels like when you're really worrying about something that's coming up. It could be a doctor's appointment you're worried about. It could be anything. It could be an interview you're coming up. And it just builds up with you. It gets worse and worse. So what we tend to do with something like that, we try to focus on things like avoiding panic attacks. So we'll give advice on carrying an apple with you, a cold apple. If you're going into a panic attack, biting into a cold apple really works. Or ice cold water, it takes our mind off of it. At the same time, we teach techniques where you can refocus the mind. So these are things I'm going to go over in my videos that I'm going to be putting out there. Why I'm doing it also, if you look on my page, hit the subscribe button and that will give you notifications when I go live and also when I post new videos. I mean, my channel is going to be quite mixed. I'm still going to do a lot of my silly videos because I do enjoy doing them, because that's one of the important things that I've been able to do over the years, is that my job can be quite depressing sometimes, isn't it? And that's not the people's fault, but I do hear some really, really sad stories, and you know, you're dealing with real people. It's not a soap opera you're watching. Now, people are coming in and they may be telling you that their child's died, or they've had their children taken off of them, or they've been abused, or they've never been able to make steps in their life. And it is quite hard to hear a lot of it. So I make sure I have my own supervision. So I have my own form of counselling where I go and offload. I have that down at Mind and other places when that's not available to me. But it's that thing of just knowing that you've got some support there. So with the panic attacks, so we do teach refocusing techniques. So I won't say that we can cure panic attacks, but we help identify, for you to be able to identify what is a panic attack. Now, that moment when you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, I don't feel right, I feel like, you know, the whole world starts spinning, or the walls start closing in. I know for me, I had a panic attack for the first time in my life in October. And because I've had worries and all that before, and really stressed out and freaked out over things, but I've never really stressed out enough to have sort of like a panic attack. And I ended up being diagnosed with anxiety, which is quite ironic. But I've been quite open about it. I'll tell everyone, you know, I've got anxiety now. Because I don't want to, you shouldn't ever hide your mental illness. Because if you hide it, it tends to grow. And I think if you're more open about it, within yourself, you feel more comfortable, and you sort of take ownership of it. So my anxiety is built up over the last few years. It's just I wasn't managing certain things in my life that has led to this. So that built up, and I got hit with it. It was hard to deal with, hard to admit. But what I didn't want to feel was that I was a failure, that I'd allowed this mental illness to happen. because it's quite important. Obviously, I teach it, and I feel like I should have known I was getting that way. And when I talk to my family now, they could see it in me. Hi, Ray. So I didn't see these panic attacks coming up and the stress building up within me. A lot of people were. And all of a sudden, I found that it was hard for me to concentrate and focus on things. And my anxiety, almost like anger, would build up a lot. I'd become more snappy. What is this channel about, Ray? Ray, I mean, I do a lot of silly videos in my own community where I get everyone singing and dancing. So this live one is a bit of a test for me. 13 years I've worked with mental health, so I'm going to be focusing on personal development for free courses. I don't feel enough people access them. But what I also will be doing is still doing my fun videos. There's going to be more challenge videos come up on there. We're doing the big challenge video that's on at the moment. It's an hour long. That's for a challenge in our local park to raise money for a new site and for mental health courses that we run down there. We've taken over a park that was derelict basically, and we've turned it into something absolutely fantastic. We have like 3,000 people turn up for our Easter egg hunts and things like that. So this channel is going to be more about my community, but it's going to be a wider scope for mental health, but also some real fun stuff in there as well. Right, it's funny enough you say that where you have a chat. No, I mean at the moment, that's something I want to try and do. Is set up for a personal call thing on these, so you'll be able to come up and I'll be able to do that. But it's not a sex channel. Put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, don't call me up and not expect anything like that. I might be able to analyse your sexual needs and tell you what's wrong, but no. So this is just going to be quite a fun channel. But being more open about your mental health can be fun. Ray, that is brilliant. If you want to talk about mental health, that is fine. You can either post your comments on there, and I can help you with some advice. Honestly, that'd be great. If you just say where I can help you, I can cover that topic now for you. If it's anxiety, depression, it can be. One thing that I would say at the moment for these channels is my level of responsibility. So if we start talking and somebody comes on here and says that they're anticipating, trying to kill themselves or something like that, I have no liability here for that. What I'd advise you to do, I can give you some emergency numbers and stuff like that to help you. Some crisis numbers. But I would love to, people post their comments, what you want me to talk about. There's anger management, depression, anxiety, self-esteem building, mindfulness. I teach something like 26 courses, and they're based on literally life experiences. I haven't gone down the road. When I teach, I don't really do it in the conventional way. And if we have one-to-ones, you'll notice that I don't. My mum is gay. Great. See, these are the sort of things, when you do this stuff and you put yourself out there, one of the things you have to learn to do is to not get wound up by comments like that. So Ray's just said, my mum's gay. Now, a lot of people get really annoyed by that and pissed off by that. But that's what Ray wants to do. That makes Ray happy. Ray's point will be there to try and make me feel bad about myself and to try and, make me come off lying. But it actually makes a really good point for me. Thank you, Matt. See, the thing is that it's like when you go to work, you walk into work and your boss is having a bad day and you feel really happy. But because he's happy, you're not allowed to be. So he'll make a comment to make you feel down. And what you'll find in life as well is often those people close to you that you have a close relationship to or look up to you, they're obviously the ones that will criticise you, and their criticism hurts you more. Because also you believe it. Where if you come from a complete stranger, you could probably just let it go over you and think, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. But if it comes from someone you know, it could be an unjustified criticism, um, just because they're having a bad day and they just want to feel good about themselves. Now, we see a lot of that on Facebook. People will go on there just to have a go at people, just to try and put themselves down. And what that shows is that person is actually got quite a lot of issues in their life. They're not very confident. So to get a rise, they will say that to try and put people off or to make people feel really low, because it gives them a sense of power. So they feel that they can overcome that person and tread on that person. And they'll probably go off to happy. Right, if you do have issues, mate, yeah, just by your comment about my mum being gay shows that you do have issues. And if you want help, mate, I will definitely try and give you some solid advice. But yeah, it's a criticism like that. Now, one of the key things is to know when people are just doing that to put themselves down, to put you down, because they're feeling bad about themselves. No, the other side of it is that the value criticism, we need to be able to separate the difference between it. So if it is a value criticism, it should be put to you in that way, and you can sit down and just have a little think about it, get the evidence. It's okay. One day we'll be in grand. Well, that's true. Can't argue with that point, Ray. But we do. That's the thing, is that we need to overcome that fear of being criticised, because that really does help with our confidence. If we can say, okay, if that's what you feel, give me the evidence for that. No, we need evidence. We need information. So if somebody's criticising you about something, ask for information, because that means that they've got to give you a demonstration of it, or it's got to be based on fact. If it's not, then it's an invalid criticism and it should be treated as such, and not given a second thought, and you move on. And it can be hard to do that, because if you constantly get something in your life that keeps putting you down, keeps getting you criticism, you will start suffering from mental health issues, depression, your low self-esteem. You may start finding it hard to get out of bed, or if you go to a group of friends and you find yourself always sitting backwards, because when you try to join in, they take the mickey out of you, or they criticise you, and that makes you want to sit back out again and not join the conversation. That's actually quite deep, right? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, man, that's actually quite deep. Amen. Um, but yeah, so self-esteem is what makes us get ourselves out of bed in the morning, and lack of confidence is what makes us get back into bed. We overthink, we overanalyze everything, and no, you're spot on, mate. No, we really do, and especially in today's society, no, it can quite often feel like we're a failure because we haven't got the 2.4 children, we haven't got the latest smartphone, we haven't got the £1,000 of job. No, if we look around and maybe there's a bit of jealousy coming in when we see other people getting stuff that we don't. But we are told, and we're told that we need to have internet access and computers and laptops. I've just been told I had to get a laptop for my daughter for school. I mean, how do you afford that? What is the point of the day-to-day life when you're draining every day? Yeah, as Matt, I understand that. It can feel really, that when I said about when you wake up in the morning and your stomach goes over, and if things in your life are going quite wrong, then you start feeling, what's the point of me getting up today? Well, Matt, everything you do has a knock-on effect. So you coming on here now, you may feel really down and bad about yourself, but you coming on here now has made me happy, because now I've only got 7 people watching me, but you posting on there has made me feel really happy about it, because there's someone watching. So just by you doing that, that small act of just watching me, you've improved my life. So, and if we do help other people, and it has to be to a limit. So if you're always going out there and helping your friends and doing everything for them, you don't give no time for yourself, then that is going to end up in a bad situation as well. And so, Matt, and now you do come across as somebody who does do that, help a lot of people, and sometimes people haven't helped you back, and that may you may need to think about your circle of friends, and they might have been coming in and out of your life. And I bet you quite often you've done stuff, and when you needed it, they've not been there for you. Right, it gives. Oh, comments have gone back. I just want to read that again. Yeah, right. Yeah, one big party. Yeah, I'm up for that. But so when we go down anyway, so the channel is going to be about these mental health courses. Very true. I'm looking at active. Now, Matt, see, I mean, that's made me really happy. That just those little few words of advice that help you, and it is small things. When we set up, say we want to be what people class as normal. I don't know what normal is. I know I'm certainly not normal. I don't mind making a fool of myself, and I think it's important to have a laugh. I get things wrong. I do get stress. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do stuff. I put a lot of pressure on my family to do stuff. Yeah, and perhaps I haven't. No, you're right. We can't live without that. But yeah, I put my family through a lot of pressure by me, say, spending my time down at Harley Park instead of going out there and earning the wage that I used to earn. But that's my choice. That's my choice to do that. Yeah, I feel guilty that through lack of money and all that, I've not been able to give the kids all what they want. But I appreciate what they do get, which is really important. Yeah, like people do get lost, and there's a lot of things, where fitness and all that can improve your mental health. Yeah, I've just noticed that though these live chats are really great, but then you get sidetracked by comments because you want to help that person and deal with the situations coming up. So someone like Matt, who clearly goes out there and helps a lot of people himself, hasn't identified these people in his life that are putting him down, and he's taken it on board and thinking it's true, and that allows our confidence and our self-esteem. Again, please hit the subscribe button, and we can have more chats. I want to do this quite regularly, and I think it's because I've had anxiety myself over since October, and I've to be truthful, I've lost the feelings in my hands. I feel like I'm always on alert all the time. So if there's a little noise, I'm looking around, darting, and all that sort of stuff. We've all lost our souls unless you choose to pick someone to go with. Yeah, and fun enough, man. I mean, a lot of stuff we're talking about is about belief. Yeah, so it's about people's belief. Anger management is about changing your belief that you have within yourself. So that is why you'll get annoyed by things that other people don't. So, like, say you suffer from road rage. Now, your belief is that when you get in that car, that bit of road in front of you is yours, and also that you're a better driver than a lot of people. That's why workaholics, some people in careers 50 years ignore the fact. No, you're spot on right there. But the problem is when this thing, going back to the road rage thing, your belief is that everyone should drive like you, And if somebody makes a mistake or they cut themselves or cut you up, it goes against your beliefs and you get angry very, very quickly over it. Even so much so that people will chase and have fights over it. And it could be something simple. Another situation, this is ridiculous. This happened to me. Where I used to work, a guy there would use his one cup all the time. And he always went on the shelf. We had a new staff member who joined, and she kept putting the cup on another cupboard. And for him, his belief was, well, why don't she just do it? He didn't notice that she was actually quite short and she couldn't actually reach it. So he made her feel so bad over this that she felt bullied in the workplace. For him, it was just the fact that, no, why can't she just do it? And she's just playing on it because she's doing it to annoy me, to wind me up. So on that level, that person suffered. It weren't bullying. It was just somebody there that didn't understand the whole situation. They jumped to conclusions that she was doing it to annoy him. And it wasn't. There's more to it. But he made her life hell. And it was just his belief that people were doing things to wind him up on purpose. It happens a lot. Our belief system, it can be our ally or it can be our worst enemy. Some people can sit there and watch a really sad film and they don't get upset. It's not that they lack emotion, but their belief system is it's just a film. Yeah, it's great. It was a good movie. It's just a film. I'm not going to let it affect my life. Take it back to when you was a little kid and you watched your first horror movie and it affected you. You thought people were going to be hiding under your bed and all this sort of stuff. As soon as the lights went out, somebody's going to get you. But that's because your belief system that you're building up. Nowadays, you can watch a scary movie and it's just a movie because your belief system has changed. But it can be more than that. It could be that this internal belief system about yourself that you build up. So people won't go for a job because they think they're not good enough for it. And if we start believing this and listening to that negative voice in our head, we end up taking a back step in our life. We don't put ourselves out there. Our belief system is everything to us. It's been formed over many, many years. I'll go back to my fear of flying. Okay, so my belief system was maybe somebody offered me a free flight to Disneyland. So they'll say to me, right, Shane, I've got a free holiday for you to Disneyland in America. Most people would be jumping around the room screaming, fantastic. For me, my head would flip back into my internal filing system, cross-reference it with the word holiday, abroad, flying, and my link from flying was death. Now, I believe I was going to die if I got on a plane. So that was my belief system. That is how my internal filing system worked. So it cross-referenced flying with death immediately. It didn't take on any other information. And I know where that comes from, my fear of flying. I know my mum has fear of flying. But for me, it's watching a film when I was little called Twilight Zone. And there was a gremlin on the wings of a plane. And it made the plane crash. And it gave me this real big fear of flying. And then by that, to support my fear of flying, I would look and point out all these plane crashes that would go on. So now I'm in this negative pattern where I have to evidence that I am. Yeah, you love Twilight Zone. Yeah, see, I did as a kid, but it really screwed me up in later life. Right. See, the thing is that you say about trust there. Well, people were telling me that flying was nothing to worry about. So I thought, no, they're just trying to convince me they don't understand the dangers of flying. But yeah, so trust was become a big issue, and you don't trust people. But it's the same as people that are trying to give up, say, like cannabis or drinking. Now, they'll associate with the people that do drink and do smoke cannabis, because they don't want to sit around people that tell them that it's wrong all the time. And that's an avoidance. They're fighting the change in that sort of way. But with what Matt's saying, how little things in your life can have a big impact. And that's the same thing about setting goals for you to achieve. Now, if we do set a goal and it's too high, if we don't hit it, we feel like a failure. And we beat ourselves up, where we should be going for small goals and achieving them, because then you get cheers mate. If you achieve these little goals, you get a high from it, yeah? If you see them, you stretch them in lack of freedom. Well, yeah, you do fall for it all the time, mate. It's that, but a lot of people do. I bet you would rather let Ray. But I think what we do, if we just say the world out there is a big place and it's full of some wonderful things, really, really wonderful things, and we can get hooked up with all the sad, depressing news and crime in the area. All of a sudden, you feel like everything's going wrong around you, and you add that to say like you haven't got a job. Things can look really, really dark. But take a walk up to the local woods in the early morning and see all the rabbits running around and all the birds going around collecting worms and things like. And you'll understand again that the world is wonderful. No, it's a shame that we only put our values now on basically technology, and I'm using technology to do this and talk to you. But I think what we've lost is things like the walking in woods, people working on farms and working the land. I love the fact that people have allotments still, and growing things. Same thing we're doing down Hardy Park, with our vegetable plot that we're trying to do, and in the raised beds. It's like getting back to nature more. And I'm not saying we should be going around and living in tents and going back to sort of cave stuff, but I do believe that we need to embrace nature more. It's good for us. It's good for our mental health to get out there and to be among nature. Definitely improves your mental health. It's that it gives you a wider scope. And if you can afford to go to somewhere like the Lake District, and you get to go up one of the mountains. If not, you can just drive up to say like Kirkstone Pass and look over. The world is very, very big, and some people get freaked out that we are so small. But when you break it down even on another level, that means a lot of the worries that we have are even smaller, and maybe we should treat them like that. Now, treat these worries very, very as if they are very, very small, because in the bigger picture, they are. But to us as a personal thing, they can be ruining our lives. Where I see that happen is on a strange note. It's a strange link. I met a gentleman once that at the age of 18, he was engaged. He thought he was going to get married. And it was his love of his life. And they had a really great relationship. They were about to get married, and I think the week before, she cheated on him and run off with somebody else. And he was 18 then. When I met him, he was 72. And he's never been in a relationship since. He got so hurt by that relationship, he believed everyone he was going to get in a relationship would treat him the same and hurt him the same. So he never wanted to put himself out there to get hurt again. But he still remembered every detail about that relationship and how that pain felt. Now, every day of his life, he felt about her. He had thoughts about her. Every morning he woke up, he'd start worrying about himself, saying, "Oh no, she's destroyed me." He's 72, and it shows that things like that can live with you. if you've not got the right people around you to support you and help you overcome things like that. And even on other levels where people get criticised for something. You know what? Kids, let's take kids. Okay? So you take a child and maybe they're 5 or 6. That child will generally do anything. Now you could put them on a stage and they'll perform, they'll sing in front of a load of people. They'll enjoy it. They'll love it for what it is. That they're singing, they enjoy it, and people are watching them. And they get a real kick out of it. But it only takes one person. Night, Matt. It only takes one person to give them some real criticism. And it has to be from someone that they like, really. And it destroys them. All of a sudden, you'll notice that people lose that confidence to do stuff. So I noticed in my own daughter that she was really, really confident, and she's on the stage at the age of 3, only because she wanted to. And she went out and done a performance thing when she was 4 at the local theatre. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And then someone gave a little bit of criticism about a year after, and she stopped wanting to do it. And we got into youth creation, but her confidence was quite low, so she never really put herself out there. She was quite happy sitting in the corner, which was such a shame because she was a good dancer, but she always felt a little bit lacking in confidence to go and really put herself out there. She's got a great singing voice. Because she's had that criticism in life, it stopped her from doing things. And that happens to us as adults. If there's something you like doing, don't let people put you off. Have that confidence to say, I don't care what you feel. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. It don't matter if it's making models or doing your garden or doing sewing. It's something you enjoy, do it. And that's even the same thing for, on a sea level. If you like collecting Barbie dolls when you was a kid, and you look at them now and you think, oh, God, I'd love to have a collection of Barbie dolls. Go and do it. Don't care what other people think about that. What do people think about me? I've turned my bathroom basically into a Star Wars shrine. Honestly, I painted my walls black, put glitter all over them. I've got a Darth Vader holding the toilet rolls. I've got signed autographs up of the actors. I've got posters all around the walls of Star Wars. Also, I've got Ghostbusters and Back to the Future in there. But do you have any Barbie dolls? No, but my kids do. My house is full of them. But people look at me and go, oh my God, that's pathetic. You should grow up. No. You don't ever have to grow up. I was making a video for Stanford, the Home Fires Burning one. And I met a lot of pensioners, a lot of war heroes. And when you talk to them, they're still kids inside. They're still the same person that got excited on Christmas Day and seeing what presents they were going to get, or looking forward to their birthdays. And they had all these war memories and how the war changed their opinion on life. But they were still a kid inside, and we all are. People think I'm pathetic for, say, dressing up as the Easter Bunny. I love it. It's not because I love it. The kids' faces when I give out an Easter egg or when they see me, and it's not a great costume. It's just me with some weird thing on. Yeah, it's just become a bit iconic for Hardy Park that we have that as an Easter Bunny. But I love it because I get to see that happy moment of when the kid gets the Easter egg or when they see me, and it can be little kids. And they can be scared, but they'll always remember that Easter Bunny waving at them. I don't mind making a fool of myself. It's making other people happy. I put myself out there doing those clay figures and making these videos. And probably 90% of Facebook absolutely hate me. Just it's sticking to social custom. Yeah, definitely. That's good words there, Ray. Um, so it's about making people happy in your life, but we shouldn't get totally hung up on that. Um, our own happiness is important. It keeps us healthy. And now, when we get diagnosed with a mental health problem, one of the things that we can do is hide it, pretend it's not there, don't talk about it, and there's no outlet for it. So by these workshops and courses I'm going to put online, is for you to be able to now go over those things, have a think about what I'm saying and how it's affected your life. Um, I do like doing those sort of stuff, but I would like to be there to support you as well. So when we do stuff like this, I love it if we had a lot of more viewers and we sit there and we can start talking and giving you advice online in this way as well. But I think it's a waste for me not to put what I've learned out there. I'm only hitting about 2% of the people who know my stuff that have been on my courses. I think it's something like just over 7,000 people that have been on my courses. And it's great to know that I've been able to interact with those people over the years and help them. But I know quite a lot. I've met 7,000 people, as I said, and there's 7,000 different individuals there with 7,000 individual problems or illnesses, and so I've learned a lot from them. Every day I do a course or have a private client, I learn from them. Now although they may have similar problems to other people I've met, this is their particular problem, or their particular illness or fear. So I learn from everyone. One of the things I was able to do when I had my first panic attack, I didn't recognise the symptoms. The next time it happened was Christmas, and I was meant to go out doing all the Christmas shopping, and I felt like my whole body was burning, and I felt like I just want to rip my clothes off. Oh, sorry, Ray. I do want to read that one. I thought it turned out a bit. Wow, Ray, you're 19. My advice to you, Ray, is to talk to people. Honestly, just meet up and talk to someone about it. So, if you're local, come down to Hardy Park, ask for me, and if I'm not there, they can call me. Just come down. The support is there now. We can sit down and have a chat. But no, I've lost track of what I was saying beforehand, and I know I won't even remember it now. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing about these courses, I want to put them out there. It'd be a waste for me to know this stuff and not to share it with people. And I know that people can't afford to have the private side of it. And unfortunately, of course, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to tell you everything I know because I do have to earn a living. It's not great money. The work comes and goes depending on what time of year it is. But I will be keeping some of that for myself. So if you do want that extra bit of support, you know what to ask. But a lot of the stuff I do want to share it with you because if you are not ready, if you're not ready to go and sit in a group or go to out and get in a car or on the bus to go for a one-to-one that's out the area, I want you to use the material that I'm going to be putting out there, or the advice I'm going to be putting out there to help you overcome that, and maybe only just enough to get you to a proper group or to go for a one-to-one. Now, if that's what happens, that's fantastic. But what we have to understand as well that sometimes it takes 6 months for somebody to just get outside the front door. Yeah, they're not failing every time they don't make it down the path. All they're doing is shortening the time it's going to be of when they do. So it's about those small goals, you know. So if I've got somebody that's not been out of the house for 2 years and they have panic attacks every time they get near the front door or go out the front door, then what we start off with is asking that person to stand with the door shut and locked behind that door for 2 minutes each day of the week. And then we'll do it 5 minutes. And we'll increase it. Just standing by a locked door. Yeah? And thinking about something happy. So we think about what their good memories and all that. So when you're doing it, you think about these good things in your life that you've had. Or, you can use your imagination as well. So then we'll do it with the door open. And we'll do that for a few weeks. And then we'll have you stand on the doorstep. And we do that for a few weeks. Then it'll be 1 foot outside the door. We do that for a few weeks. Then it's sort of 2 foot down the path. And we just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Until you don't think of nothing of going down the path, because you've done it for so long, you know nothing has happened. So it's also important to keep references of, we've been worrying about something, then to mark down what actually did happen. So next time you get faced with that same problem come up, you know, because you've got the evidence there, that nothing is going to happen. And you know you've got nothing to worry about, because you've got evidence there to support it. Yeah, cheers, right? Yeah. And so, it's great that this is helping you, and you're agreeing with me. So yeah, it's another thing. We don't want to rush people into saying, right, you're fixed now, off you go, go back to work. No, there's a difference between overcoming your fears or your anxiety to being able to manage it effectively enough for you to go into work, back to work, or to really challenge yourself and push yourself. Take that challenge. If you see the challenge video on my channel, again, I say don't forget to hit subscribe. Now, me and Rob, I challenged Rob to see how far we could get away from Hardy Park, right? And we only had 20 quid on us. Now, for me, I wasn't worried about running through London and all that. I know London like the back of my hand, so I was really confident there. Other people, that would be the worst thing in the world ever. To make their way through London, with all that traffic, as you notice, I nearly got run over several times. But when I used to work in London, and that used to happen quite often. But because I knew where I was going, I had no anxiety over it. Okay, I panicked a bit when, I didn't really get the lifts I wanted out of Fenchurch Street, and I did have to walk a lot further than I thought, and I thought I was going to miss the train and the plane and everything, but I was comfortable in my zone. Walking through London, I was comfortable. As soon as I walked into the airport, I've never been into that departures of an airport. I didn't know what I was doing. So, Matt, I thought you was going to bed. So I was lost. All my confidence went when I walked into that airport. I shook a little bit because I was like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I was looking for a member of staff to help me. What do I do now? I think it's because I never thought I was ever going to be in that situation, so I never sourced the information of what do you do when you turn up at an airport. So I had to find a staff member of British Airways to ask them what I had to do. And then I was getting a little bit stressed out because it was like thousands of people there and I couldn't find no one. Yeah, it sticks with you, mate. It sticks with you. So yeah, as soon as I settled down and I became more comfortable in my surroundings at that airport, I didn't get my anxiety dropped again. Like walking into a place that I don't know was a nightmare. It was like, oh, this is really stressful. Where other people would be the opposite. Running through London, they'd have a massive panic attack, but as soon as they got to the airport, they'll be happy. They know everything what they've got to do, so they're very, very confident now. Where I was the reverse. Now, we do learn by mistakes, our experiences in our life. So now, because I've been to an airport, I've been on a flight, all my fears. So beforehand, all my fears were, oh my God, this may happen, that happen, or whatever. Well, they didn't. So I make note of, actually, I enjoyed it. It's great. I had a great time when I was away. So now, next time I'm offered that flight, I'll think, yeah, great. Because I'm aware that when I worried about it last time, the evidence was that it was all going to be okay. It all works out well. So the chances are it's going to work out well again. So, and we use that, even if it's like worrying about going to a party because you don't know anyone. If you go to a party and you find that you do talk to people, make a bloody note of it. Yeah, make a mental note even. Just saying, you know what, last time I went to a party, I had a good time. Because the next time you get invited, you won't worry so much. You know, it's about keeping doors open. You know, more doors you can open up, the better your life is going to be. And being able to say yes to a lot of things, not what people are asking you to do, like, can you do this for me? Yes, I'm about you. So if someone says to you, do you want a free flight? Yeah, great. You know, do you want to come to a party? Oh, you know, it's going to be a great night. Yeah, I'll go. So that is about improving your life on a small level, but it has a massive knock-on effects to your life. You know, we're going to try and cover OCD on the courses on my channel as well. OCD can be very, very complicated, but when you're honest with yourself about OCDs, we're doing it because something has happened in our life where we've lost control. So it could be a bad event that we're doing something at the time, and we'll put a protection pattern in to make sure it doesn't happen again. Again, I'm going to be really open about my life as well in these videos. So I'm going to use myself as an example there for OCD. My dad had many heart attacks when I was younger. And one day coming home from work, I went a different way to work. And when I got home, the ambulance was there and it had another heart attack. So what I started doing was making sure I never went that way home again. And it just got worse and worse. And I didn't take ownership of it. So OCDs come in everything. So by doing that set route pattern, I set an OCD in place, and that was to protect my dad from something bad happening to him. And it took a long time of counselling to work that one out. But right, I've been on for about an hour now, so I'm going to end this. But I say I'm going to start putting these videos up, hopefully during the week. If you hit the subscribe button, I'll be able to keep you informed of when they're coming up, and you won't miss them. In the meantime, you know, I'm going to save this video. Whack the comments on it if you want to ask me anything. I'll be really happy to help you and to give out. And also let me know what I need to put into my videos as well. Cheers, Ray. You know, so I want to know to make sure I'm covering what you need to hear. So a lot of my stuff will be sort of based on my own teachings. But you may come up with something that I don't know the answer for. And then but I can sort out the information for you. I'm pretty sure I can cover most things that come up. But you know, being open, you know, don't hide any mental health stuff. We are living in a society today that is meant to be more acceptable of mental health. I don't know if that's actually true. I still believe that if you say you've got a mental health problem and you're working for a company, I still believe I've become overprotective of you, and then you start feeling that you're being left out. So they say, oh, no, we didn't offer you the job because we didn't think you'd be able to cope with it because of your stress. Well, that's discrimination. Yeah, that's discrimination. And I do think a lot of people with mental health illness are still treated like that. And we do need to be more open about it. So I don't care if people know that I've been diagnosed with a mental health issue. Really don't. You know, because why hide it? You know, I actually find it quite amusing that I've been teaching within mental health for all these years. And I've been diagnosed with a mental health problem. But when I said, well, I've got to admit this to everybody now, I've got to tell people that employ me at different places that I now suffer from anxiety. And what I was surprised about, they went, oh God, what tablets are you on? Oh, I'm on this, I'm on that. It turned out that half the bloody counsellors are on some sort of Citropan or something like that, you know? And maybe that's the side effects of our job, that we do hear some horrible things. And that's why it's important for us to get our own support. Right, thanks Ray and Matt and that. I'm going to go now, and I hope to speak to you soon. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Cheers. Night.